And now we're going to speak about decentralized search engine. So when I say search engine, I mean the searching system that you are using over the internet. Of course, the dominating one is Google. And we know that Google is the leader and it's the monopoly in the search market. And everything you search over web is used for advertisements, for ads that are offered to you, and the companies are fighting for that data. And Google is the largest in the world ad seller, ad marketplace, where companies are buying your information, your marketing information, what you search, when you search, who you are, what your age, gender, what your hobbies are, like Facebook. So they are the monopoly, and we are giving them that information and using their services for our conveniences. But of course, it's not free. We are paying them with our personal data. So, and Google is the biggest company that earns on a search engine optimization, and they're earning on paid advertisement and organic advertisements. So they earning on everything we are using for them, and we use that for our convenience. But in decentralized world, these should not happen, and there are already some solutions. They are not all, they're not well done, they're not well finished, they're not popular, but you need to know that there are some solutions that allow us to go away from Google, and there are some projects that allow us to stay away from Google. Unfortunately, they are not yet that popular, like DeFi protocols were not popular a couple of years ago, but at some point they will compete with centralized services. I want to show you one of the oldest solutions. Let me share my screen, and I want to show you one of the oldest ones. This is YaCy, so to say. This is the search engine, and you can install it on your computer. I do not recommend you to do that, so it's your choice. This is the solution that allows us to use truly decentralized search over the web. So you search, and the same like BitTorrent, it uses P2P approach between all the computers that are turned on. And we know that web search is the process when the database, the knowledge base, is collected through different sources from different websites, and this data needs to be distributed between the users in the search mode. So what we see there, this is a decentralized model, like here it is. So all the users are sharing the knowledge, the same knowledge database, which is distributed through all the computers, and there is no central server in the middle. So that we see that approach, and there are some aspects that users need to know about search engines in general, and this one in particular. This is an independent search engine, and you define, like they say, your own web index and starting your own web crawl. So what is index? To explain to us as users, indexing is the process of reading the data over the web. Imagine you have a website, and when it's indexed by search engine, let it be Google or any other one, when it's recorded. So indexing is equal to recording the data to the knowledge base. So at Google, it happens every 24 hours with all the websites, or less. So that's what this the database does. So it starts indexing your websites, the websites you are visiting. So because every search engine needs to contain the knowledge base, and how does it get to it, to this knowledge base through crawling. And this crawling is just slightly reading or constant reading. Crawling means going around like a satellite around the earth, so it's crawling around the whole web, the whole net of service, DNS services, and service, and all that. So this process starts locally at your computer. So they create. You can also create your own search portal on your intranet. Intranet is a local internet, for example, in the company or between different users. You can create a closed net, closed internet, so to say, limited internet for limited users within companies, within families, whatever you configure it like. So you can also use this search engine for using within your local network. So let's talk about another aspect. So the software is working as a robot, search robot, and it installs your local proxy server for indexing, for reading the pages. So this is the difference with the central server. When at Google, the central server does reading, indexing the data within all the websites in the world that are available, that are open for search engines. So, and in the decentralized world, because we need to reach decentralization without central server, it is done through local proxy servers that allow to perform that function. So I hope this is in simple words explaining how decentralized search engine works. And of course, we can talk about the advantages, the pros of that approach. YaCy so is always available. It can't be turned off because there is no central server. It's quite straightforward to understand. And the second advantage is that this search engine is not dependable on companies, because companies are searching for their own business interests, and of course they're earning money on that information that you are giving them through your activity on the web. Of course, there is some sort of censorship, and we don't have this intermediary. We don't have that censorship or control from the company. So this is an open source because we can see the GitHub link, and everyone can check it. GitHub is the portal where the software code is stored and can be available. You can just download the code through a simple button and improve it. So open source is the feature of decentralized world, like protocols we have, like blockchain protocols. They are all open source. You can see even what folder in the code was updated when. So for example, this one was updated last month, several years ago, 10 days ago, 3 months ago, last month, 2 years ago, 9 days ago, and so on. So you can see the whole code, all the files, all the code, but this is for developers to see and to audit, of course, to check where the weak things are. So in the code to hack it, or how safe it is. So we can check, and any audit can check that. So this is open source. Of course, this is an advantage. And of course, it's it's connected. Another advantage is that all those nodes, all those servers, all those peers are connected in the whole network, and the more we have those users, the larger the network is, the safer and more accurate the results are. But of course, this approach is not perfect. There are some disadvantages, there are some cons, and weak things that can affect the efficiency, the user experience. So spammers theoretically can run their websites and distribute their content. So on the other hand, we have no censorship, but on the one hand, spammers can occupy this network if they have enough resources. But again, this is like a tag 51 issue in blockchain. So when the chain, then this network is small, the attack is quite probable, and this attack can happen easier. But when the network is becoming bigger, 51% attack can be very expensive and not worth doing. Otherwise, you have to buy the whole network and make the creators and everyone reach. So the same happens here. So this is one of the cons. Another one is speed. The speed is lower than Google. That's why Google is more convenient to use. This is working slow because all the peers, all the nodes have to connect to each other, and this is taking more time, and it's not that perfect. Another disadvantage is that it's not looking for the words, the forms of words, grammatical forms. Google had this issue early in 2000s, and now of course they have resolved these linguistic issues. Another reason why it's working slow, it's coded in Java or Java language, and this makes it a little bit heavy to be installed and to function, and this makes it a little bit clumsy and not so quick. But what we need to know is the direction. I'm telling you that this is the direction where the technologies can be developed, and all those disadvantages can be compensated and sorted out in future. And I would like to have a real competitor to Google in future, so that we can use other services, we can use competitor services, and their quality, their accessibility could be improved. So if we go to download section in this website, we can see that it is ready to be downloaded on Windows. But of course, as I told you, Java installation is needed. I think this is quite outdated approach. We need to install Java. We need to install the executive file installer, and then run and do setups. For Linux, of course, and for Mac, the Java 10 needs to be, or Java 10 needs to be installed first. Then we need to configure, to set it up, to set up Docker, and all the other technical stuff that I don't want to tell you now, because the purpose of that video is to understand how decentralized world is growing and what services can be used for having this decentralized world more real. It's not only about money. That's what I'm constantly telling you. And of course, other decentralized services will make our life better, and improve the quality of our life. This was just a simple and quick example for you to understand how future can be and what future can be. So hope you liked this approach. Thanks for watching.